Good morning. Good morning. It's good to be alive. This is the Earl J Sports Talk Show, and I'm live and well in the ATL. And we got a show for you today. Your foot is mine. Stay right. Just show your face. Broad daylight. I'm giving you what I feel. Gonna catch your mind. Don't you dare jump on. Jump on. Get on it. All right. I'm giving you. I'm free. Just show your skill. Oh, baby. I'm telling you. So watch your body. I know your game. You're about. They say it's time to me too. Okay, let's get this show rolling. We're going to get right into it. We ain't going to mess around with it today. I'm going to be here for a little while, and we're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff going on around the world today in the sports. Okay, let's jump right in. I want to jump right in and thank everybody for viewing my show. If you're there today, if you're watching, or if not, subscribe to my channel and see if you can pick me up later. You can always go to YouTube and check me out and watch my show. I want to jump right into some things that's been going on around the sports world. I want to touch on again on the situation that happened with Draymond Green and Jordan Poole out in San Francisco with the Golden State Warriors. Steve Kerr came on and said that Draymond Green would not be suspended. He would probably be fined, and he would probably join the team back today and possibly play tomorrow night when the Warriors play a preseason game tomorrow night. But I'm looking at this situation like this. Draymond Green should be suspended anywhere from 10 to 15 games. Okay, that's just the way I see it. That's just the way I see it, because I look at it like this. If you punch this guy like this, if any of you guys have seen this video, I watched this video over and over and over, and I could not believe this. And I like Draymond Green. I like the Warriors. But for you to punch Jordan Poole the way you did and be on top of it and on him against the wall like that and punch him and nail, I mean, you really nailed this guy. I mean, if it's me and you punch me like that, and you come back to the team and you're in the locker room, it's going to be a fight every day. You're going to have to punch me every single day. I mean, for Steve Kerr to sit up there and say, this guy's not going to be suspended. In other words, Steve Kerr have a big liking for Draymond Green. And I'm sure he does. And, it's just pathetic, man. It's pathetic that this guy's not going to be suspended by the Warriors. Of course, the NBA commissioner is probably not going to do anything about it. They're going to let the Warriors handle it, the organization handle what's going to happen to Draymond. But I wouldn't be surprised if Draymond be there next year. If I'm Jordan Poole, I'm pissed. I mean, we're going to have to fight every day. This is me. We're going to have to fight every day. You ain't going to punch me like that and then apologize. And then I got to play ball with you every day. I got to be in the locker room with you every game, every practice, and all of this, and it can carry over. It can carry over again. I mean, I'm sure Jordan Poole might walk away from it. He seemed to be all that kind of stuff. So we're going to see how that goes. But like I say, if I'm Jordan Poole and Draymond Green punched me like that, every time I see you, we fighting. I'm calling it like I see it. I'm seeing it like I call it. We're going to fight every day. This is me. If that's me, we fighting every time I see you. You're not going to punch me in the face like that or in the jaw like that and knock me down and then apologize and everything is good. Everything is buddy-buddy. No, it ain't gonna work like that. That's gonna carry on for years with Jordan Poole. He'll never forget that. He would never forget that. And if he become closer friends with Draymond, then that's on him. But me, no way, no way. We're gonna be fighting every day. I don't care how big you is, how little I am. We're gonna be fighting every day. My mama used to always tell me, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So you're gonna have to knock me down every day, because I'm gonna be coming at you, brother. And Draymond, you are absolutely wrong for what you did. You should be suspended. Steve Kerr is talking about just fining you. I don't know how much money that would be, but he's supposed to be back with the team today, as I said. And Steve Kerr said that he's possibly could play tomorrow night. Okay, so I don't know how Jordan Poole is going to take that. I don't know how he's looking at it. I'm just going by the video that I saw and the way I feel and the way I look at the situation. But it should be, Draymond Green should be suspended. I think anywhere from 10 to 15 games. And if I'm the owner, I'm suspending you for 10 to 15 games, and I might trade you. Because I'm not going to be putting up with that. That is absolutely crazy, man. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to get off of that, and I'm going to jump on. There's another subject that I want to jump on right quick, is what's going on with Dan Snyder for the Washington Commanders up there in Washington. Well, Dan Snyder says he has dirt on the NFL teams, owners, or whatever. And he also says that he has dirt on Roger Goodell. This is a developing story that's coming out today. It's been reported on ESPN, and said he hired private investigators to investigate NFL owners and Roger Goodell. And he's also saying that the NFL is mafia. When you say stuff like that, that the NFL is mafia, that means that's telling me or making me think that maybe the mafia is buying games or fixing games in the NFL. You never know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just reporting what's been reported to me. Okay, so Dan Snyder, I think, is in a lot of hot water right now. They have an NFL meeting next Tuesday, I believe, NFL owners meeting. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get him out of there. But he also said that if he go down, he's gonna take a lot of people with him down. Of course, Dan Snyder has a past history of a year or so ago. He was charged with, well, he wasn't actually charged, but they had allegations that misconduct and his organization, the things that he was doing, sexual assault, misconduct that he was doing. So I don't know, but for him to come out and say that he has dirt on NFL owners and has dirt on Jerry Jones and Roger Goodell, and Jerry Jones, he's got big money. I'm sure he's going to get the other owners together at that meeting on Tuesday of next week, and something's going to come out of that. But I'll keep you guys posted as it goes forward. But that's a developing story that came out today about Dan Snyder, the owner of the Washington Commanders up there in Washington. Okay, so we jumped on that. There's another subject that I want to touch on today is about Brett Favre. Brett Favre is claiming that he's being smeared by the media for allegations about the involvement in the federal welfare scandal down there in Mississippi. They pulled $77 million from the improvement shit of Mississippi. And he says he's done nothing wrong, and that the media is smeared. The media is only reporting what's been given to them, Brett Favre. And he also said, text that if he did this, can anybody find out about it? So that's letting me know right there that Brett Favre has did something wrong. You're taking money, $77 million from people on welfare in Mississippi and using it for your own good or whatever. You get caught up in the scandal dealing with the wrong people or messing with the wrong people. But eventually, I'm sure everything is going to come out on this. Bert Favre has his own show. He has his own podcast or whatever and his own talk show. And when this allegation came out, he didn't come out and say, I'm not guilty, I didn't do anything. He took a leave. He went off his show for a few days or weeks or whatever and never said anything about it until now. He's saying that the media is smearing him. So I can't agree with that. I think he did something wrong there. And sooner or later, it's a federal investigation. So sooner or later, they're gonna find out. Believe me, they're gonna find out what happened. And I think Bert Favre is lying. If you ask me, I believe he's lying. You know, I really do. The media is not smearing you, smearing yourself. You know, like getting caught up in a situation like that. You know, I mean, didn't you make enough money in the NFL to do what you want to do? You know, you're getting caught up with these guys that's in this scandal and these guys that's trying to commit fraud and all this kind of stuff. So we're gonna see how that's gonna go. We're gonna see how that work out with Bert Favre. Okay. So we're gonna jump off of that and we're gonna get right back into to some games played last night. Preseason basketball games that was being played last night. It was some pretty decent games on last night that I was checking out on TV last night, and they are getting ready to really start the season up. Next Tuesday, I do believe. Preseason basketball last night. The Hornets played Philadelphia 76ers, and the Sixers was able to win that game against the Hornets in preseason game 99-94. The Cleveland Cavaliers was at home. The Atlanta Hawks took their A game down up to Cleveland last night and played the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers was able to win that game 105-99. The Cavs looked really good last night. They got some players on that team, man, that can really play. And I don't have any doubt about what the Cavs going to be this year if they stay healthy. You know, like I always say, sports is a game that you got to stay healthy. You can't afford to be losing key players and all that kind of thing going on. But also, the Knicks played the Pacers last night. The Pacers was able to beat the Knicks. The Knicks lost that game at Indiana, 109-100. The Bucks and the Nets played last night. The Nets went to Milwaukee, and KD and Kyrie took their A game up to Milwaukee, and the Nets was able to win that game 107-97. At one point, I was watching that game. The Nets was up by like 18, 20 points. And but the Bucks kind of tried to close it out, but the Nets was just too much down the stretch. KD and Kyrie really had good games last night. They played a lot of minutes last night, and they was able to beat the Bucks last night. The Greek Freak, Giannis, he played a lot of minutes last night, but they wasn't able to win that game. The Bucks is 0-5 in preseason. They haven't won a preseason game yet, but I'm not worried about the Bucks. They'll be there. They'll make the playoff. They stay healthy. They should be okay. Also last night, the Heat played the Pelicans. The Heat was able to beat the Pelicans at home down in Miami, hanging out on the Miami beach. You know, the Heat won that game 120-103. Zion Williamson had an ankle soreness last night. He was going to the basket and kind of fell out of bounds awkwardly, and he didn't play anymore in that game. So we'll see. I think he's going to probably be day to day. But Zion Williamson, oh my God, that guy can play, man. He's very athletic. He's big. He's strong. But the Heat was able to beat them last night, 120-103 in Miami. Another game I want to touch on last night was the Nuggets and the Clippers played last night. The Nuggets beat the Clippers 126-115. The Clippers fell to 1-2 in preseason. The Nuggets 2-2. The Suns and the Kings. The Kings was able to beat the Suns last night in Phoenix. the Phoenix Suns last night, 105-104 in Phoenix last night. And the game that I really want to touch on is the Timberwolves and the Lakers. The Lakers lost that game at home last night, 118 to 113. Russell Westbrook did play. LeBron played last night. Anthony Davis played last night. LeBron had 25 points in 24 minutes. And so he had a good game last night. Beverly had 10 points in 26 minutes last night. That game was being played in LA last night. Anthony Davis did play last night also. And he played pretty good, but they wasn't able to really win that game because the Timberwolves they didn't play. The Cat did not play last night. Townsend didn't play, and Garber didn't play either in that game last night, and they were still able to beat the Lakers last night. So the Lakers they better get that game together, man, because right now, to me, they're not looking that great to me. I mean, even though they're 1-4 in preseason, and the Timberwolves is 4-0. Anthony Davis played last night. He had 19 points and 27 minutes, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. But of course, down the stretch, the last 4 quarters, the last quarter of that game, fourth quarter of that game, the Lakers played a lot of the scrubs to see who's gonna be on the roster or whatever. But I tell you, once the season starts, you guys better be ready to play because it ain't gonna be easy in the West. The West is gonna be really, really tough this year, and so is the East in the NBA. So those are some preseason games that went on last night. Over in hockey last night, there was some good games in hockey. You hockey fans out there that didn't get a chance to watch them or didn't get a chance to see any scores, I'll run those down to you right quick. The Maple Leafs played the Canadiens last night. Canadiens was able to win that game 4-3 at home. The Capitals played the Bruins last night. The Bruins went to the Capitals and with their A game and beat them 5-2. The Blue Jackets played the Hurricanes last night. The Hurricanes was at home with their A game. And they was able to win that game 4-1. The Blackhawks played the Avalanche last night, and the Avalanche was able to win that game 5-2. The Canucks played the Oilers. The Oilers was able to beat them 5-3 last night. That game was played last night, and the Ducks won last night 5-4. Also, so those are hockey games that went on last night. So we're gonna get ready and jump over to baseball and let you know what happened over there right quick. Last night, there was 2 games played yesterday. The Braves played the Phillies. Of course, I said the Braves would win that game. The Phillies won the first game, and the Braves tied the series up yesterday, 1-1. So that series is 1-1. The Braves shut them out yesterday, 3-0. So the Braves and the Phillies are tied up. And also the Dodgers and the Padres played. I picked the Dodgers to win that game to go up 2-0. They was up 1-0 to go up 2-0, but the Padres was just too much for them. And the Padres ended up winning that game 5-3. Kershaw, they was knocking him all around the park yesterday. He don't seem to have his stuff going on right now. But he better get it together because if the Dodgers expect to move on, they pitching better hold up because the Padres do have a pretty good team. So, but I did predict the Dodgers to win that series. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that go with that. And there's games going on today. Also, in games going on today in baseball today. The Mariners at the Astros today at 3:37. That game is on TBS, 3:37. And that series is Astros up 1-0 in that series. Also, the Yankees and the Guardians playing tonight. The Yankees is up in that series 1-0. That game is also on TBS. That game is at 7:37 tonight. So all you Cleveland Yankee fans, baseball fans, can watch both of those games today. today and tonight. Both of them will be on TBS. One at 3:37, the other one is at 7:37. So that's a doubleheader on TBS tonight. Also, I want to touch on some scores. One score from last night and football. That was Louisiana versus Marshall. You know, I said Marshall beat Purdue a few weeks ago. They went to Purdue and beat them up and won that game. That was a big win for them and beating a Big Ten school. But they played Louisiana at home last night, and Louisiana went in that game at 2-3, and Marshall was 3-2 at home playing Louisiana last night. And Louisiana was able to win that game 23-13. I said that Marshall would win that game at home, but they didn't have their A game ready. They probably was playing a B game last night, but Louisiana went to Marshall with their A game and was able to win that game 23-13 last night. In college football, that was the only college football game that was being played last night. Also, I'm going to jump over to some college football games that's going to be played tonight. NCAA football tonight at 7 o'clock. We got Baylor and West Virginia playing tonight on FS1. That game is at 7 o'clock. Baylor is 2. West Virginia is 2-3. Baylor is 3-2. So that game is tonight. I'll take Baylor in that game to win that game tonight. Temple is playing UCF tonight down in Florida. Temple is 2-3, and UCF is 4-1. I take UCF at home tonight in that game. That game is on ESPN tonight at 7 o'clock. The Baylor game is at 7 o'clock on FS1. If you guys want to check in on and watch some of that. Also, another college football game tonight. Morgan State is on ESPN2 tonight against North Carolina Central at 7:30. Morgan State is 2-3. North Carolina Central is 4-1. So that game is on ESPN2 tonight at 7:30. So those are 3 college football games that's going on tonight. And I'm going to be going over the games for this Saturday for college football. I'm gonna be making my picks right now. I'm gonna start from the top and work my way down on certain big games that's going to be this weekend. And you guys can make your own picks. You guys can judge who you think gonna win. But like I say, my chat line is open. So please hit me up and we will see what's going on with that. Right now it's telling me that my chat line is disconnected, successfully connected. Okay, so we're good. On Saturday, we got USC. USC is playing Utah Saturday night. That game is at 8:30. Matter of fact, the game is at 8 o'clock on Fox. USC comes in as number 7 in the nation. Utah is number 20 in the nation. Utah is 4-2. USC is 6-0. They're giving USC 3.5. Utah is at home. I'm going to take USC and the 3.5 points to go take their A game to Utah and pull out a close game there. Another good game, probably you guys that like to watch Army, but Army's not playing good ball right now. They're 1-4. Colgate is 1-4. That game is Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'll take Army at home in that game. The big game that I really want to touch on is going to be Penn State at Michigan this weekend. That game is at 12 o'clock also. I'll definitely be watching that game. Penn State is taking their A game to Michigan, and Michigan will be at home with their A game. Penn State is 5-0. Michigan is 6-0. So we're gonna see how that goes. Michigan is giving Penn State 7 points in that game. So I'm gonna take Penn State and the points in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if they win that game straight out. Penn State is playing pretty good ball. They're number 10 in the nation right now, and Michigan is number 5 in the nation. So I'm gonna take Penn State in the 7 points. They're playing pretty good ball. Of course, they're playing Michigan, but next weekend they got another tough game. They'll be at home against the Ohio State University Buckeyes. So we're gonna see how that goes. The Buckeyes got a bye week this Saturday, so they won't be playing. Hopefully, they'll be healthy and ready to take their A+ game to Penn State. And of course, they go to Penn State. It's always going to be a whiteout night. So that's going to be a tough game for Ohio State next week and Penn State. Another game Saturday I want to touch on. Minnesota is playing Illinois. Illinois is 4-1. Illinois is 5-1. Minnesota is 4-1. That game is on the Big Ten channel this Saturday at 12 o'clock. They're giving Minnesota 4.5 in that game. And I'm going to take Illinois in that game. They're getting 6.5. I'm going to take Illinois in that game at home against Minnesota, even though Minnesota is playing pretty good ball. They lost one game, but Illinois seem to be playing good. They're 5-1. So I'm going to take Illinois in that 6.5 point at home. Kansas is playing Oklahoma on Saturday on ESPN2 at 12 o'clock. Kansas is giving Oklahoma 7 points, 9 points. I'm going to take Kansas in there. Kansas is number 19 right now. Oklahoma fell out of the ranking. They are 3-3. Kansas is 5-1. So I'll take Kansas to go to Oklahoma and win that game. Another game that really don't matter to me a whole lot is Auburn going to Ole Miss, because Auburn is not really playing good ball right now. They just don't have the team that I thought they would have, even though they seem to be 3-3. Ole Miss is 6-0, and Ole Miss is number 9 in the nation right now, and they're giving Auburn 15 points. I'll take Ole Miss and give Auburn 15 points, because I think Ole Miss at home would be tough to beat in that game. Another good game is Iowa State and Texas. Texas is playing good ball since Quinn Evers came back last week. He threw for 4 touchdowns, 300 and some yards last week in the win, shutting out Oklahoma. But anyway, Texas is 4-2, and Iowa State is 3-3, and they're giving Iowa State 16 points. I'm going to take Texas at home. They're number 22 in the nation right now, and give Iowa State the 16 points. They might not win by 16, but I think Texas will win the game, and I'm gonna give Iowa State those 16 points and take Texas. Over in the MAC, right quick. Central Michigan is 1-5. Akron U is 1-5. Akron U is getting 13.5 points at home against Central Michigan. I really don't know a whole lot about either team. All I know is that they're not playing good ball. They're both 1-5. So Akron U, I'm going to take Central Michigan going on the road to beat Akron U by 13 points, possibly by 14. Akron U just they can put points on the board, but they can't stop anybody. Miami of Ohio is at Bowling Green. Bowling Green is getting 7 points against Miami of Ohio. Bowling Green is 2-4. Miami of Ohio is 3-3. I'm going to take Miami of Ohio in that game, even though Bowling Green is at home. I'll take Miami of Ohio in that game. Another game I want to touch on is Miami of Florida is playing West Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is 2-4. Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida is 2-3. I'm going to take Virginia Tech at home in that game. They're getting a +7 in that game against Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida don't seem to be showing me a whole lot. Neither team doesn't seem to be playing that good of a ball right now. Another game I want to touch on is Buffalo playing UMass. Of course, Buffalo is 3-3 right now. UMass is 1-5, and Buffalo is giving UMass 17. I'm going to take Buffalo 17 points. I'm going to take Buffalo going to UMass and beat them. UMass is not really known that big for football. I'm going to touch on Buffalo later on. It's a high school kid out of Akron, Ohio, that possibly might be going there to play football. Also, there's another game I want to touch on is Wagner. Wagner is playing Maverick, and that game is Saturday at 1 o'clock. Wagner is 0-5. Maverick is 4-2. So I take Maverick in that game. They're giving Wagner 10 points in that game. So I'll take them in that game. Those are mostly the 12 o'clock games. When you get on down to UConn is playing at 2 o'clock. They're 3-2, and they're playing Ball State. Ball State is 3-3. Ball State is giving UConn 9.5 points. UConn is not really known for football, even though they're 3-4, and Ball State is 3-3. I'll take Ball State in that game. California is at Colorado. California is 3-2. Colorado is they're 0-6. So I'll take California in that game. They're giving Colorado 14 points in that game. Indiana State is playing Youngstown State. That game is on ESPN Plus at 2 o'clock. Youngstown State is 2-3. Indiana State is 1-4. I'll take Youngstown State at home in that game. Florida A&M is playing Grambling. Grambling is 1-6. Florida A&M is 4-2. I'll take Florida A&M in that game, going to Grambling with their A game. They should be able to beat Grambling. Grambling is only one game. So for Mississippi Valley State is 0-6. They're playing Alabama State. Alabama State is 3-3. I'll take Alabama State in that game. When we start getting down to the big boys and the big games this weekend at 3:30, Vanderbilt is playing at Georgia in Athens. Vanderbilt is 3-3. Georgia is 6-0, and Georgia is giving Vanderbilt 38 points. Wow. I'm going to take Georgia because they're starting to heat up again. They took over the #1 spot again. And I'm going to be giving you that later on. The top teams that I think are the top 4, 5, 6 teams in college football. But Georgia is playing Vanderbilt on Saturday at 3:30 on the SEC channel. They're giving Vanderbilt 38 points. Georgia shouldn't have any problems winning that game. Maryland is playing Indiana. Indiana is getting 11.5 points at home against Maryland. Maryland is 4-2. Indiana is 3-3. So I'm going to take Indiana and them 11.5 points against Maryland. Another good game is going to be at 3:30 Saturday. North Carolina State. They're number 15 now. They're playing Syracuse, number 18. Syracuse is 5-0. North Carolina State is 5-1. Syracuse is giving North Carolina State 1.5 points in that game. So I'm going to actually it's 3.5. I'm going to take NC State in that game, going to Syracuse to win that game. Even though Syracuse is playing good ball, they really play good at home. But I'm going to take NC State in the 3.5 points against Syracuse. Should be a very, very good game. Syracuse is starting to play some good ball, but now they're starting to get into the tough part of their schedule. Alabama right now, they got Alabama at number 3. They're going to Tennessee. Alabama is taking their A+ game to Tennessee to play Tennessee with their A+ game. Alabama is 6-0. Tennessee is 5-0, and Tennessee is getting 7 points in that game against Alabama at home. Tennessee is at home, so Alabama is giving Tennessee 7 points. I'm going to take Tennessee in that game. It could be a major upset there. Tennessee is really playing good ball right now. Their defense is playing good. Their quarterback is playing good. Their running game is playing good. Their receivers is catching the ball in space and taking it to the house. So I'm going to take Tennessee for an upset there. I'm going to take the 7+ points. They might not win the game, but I don't think Alabama will blow Tennessee out at Tennessee. That's going to be a major game. That game is going to be on CBS at 3:30. So I definitely will be watching that. And I definitely want to see some of that game. Another good game is going to be at 3:30 also. ABC, Oklahoma State against TCU. TCU right now is number 13 in the nation, and Oklahoma State is number 8. So and they're giving TCU is giving Oklahoma State -4. So I'm going to take I'm going to take Oklahoma State on the road in that game because they got some horses. They got a lot of speed on that team, and so do TCU. And TCU is at home. But I'm going to take Oklahoma State going on the road and upsetting TCU in that game. And like I say, Oklahoma State is number 8. TCU is number 13 right now. Another good game is going to be Arkansas and BYU. Arkansas is 3-3. BYU is 4-2. BYU is at home. That's a pick'em game. There's no points in that game. So I'm going to take BYU at home in that game. Those are good games. Kent State is playing over in the MAC. They're 2-4. They're playing Toledo. You know, I picked Toledo to win the MAC this year. Toledo is 4-2. Kent State is 2-4. They're giving Kent State 7.5 points. I'm going to take Toledo at home in that game, and we'll see how that goes. Ohio is playing Western Michigan. Western Michigan is 2-4. And Ohio is 3-3 over in the MAC. That game is on CBS Sports Network, and that game is also at 3:30. I'm going to take Ohio in that game, going on the road against Western Michigan and beating them. Wisconsin is playing Michigan State also Saturday at 4:00 on Fox. Wisconsin right now they proved their record to 3-3. Michigan State, of course, is 2-4, and Wisconsin is going on the road to play Michigan State. They're giving Michigan State +7. Michigan State has lost quite a few games in a row, so I'm going to take Michigan State at home and see if they can bounce back. I'm going to take the 7 points and Michigan State at home against Wisconsin on Saturday. A game I really want to touch on also is going to be on ESPN Plus at 4:00. That's the 5-0 Jackson State playing Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman is 1-4. Jackson State is taking a game down to Bethune-Cookman down in Florida to play them. I look for Deion Sanders to have no let up with his team. They'll go down there and beat up on Bethune-Cookman really good. Deion got his team playing really, really good, and I'm looking for them to run the table over there in the HBCU league over there. And they're on at 4:00 on ESPN Plus if you guys want to check that game out. Let's see where we're at here. Let's go down to Arizona and Washington. Arizona, of course, is 3-3. Washington is 4-2. Of course, Washington has the one quarterback that transferred from Indiana. Washington is not ranked right now. Neither is Arizona. Washington is giving Arizona 14 points. I'm going to take Washington at home against Arizona, and they should be able to win that game with the A game. LSU is 4-2. They're playing at Florida, 4-2. That's a -2. Florida's giving LSU 2 points. I'm going to take Florida at home in that game against LSU. Both of those teams are 4-2, and neither team is ranked right now. So I'm going to take Florida at home. Later on in the evening, there are some late games that are going to be coming on at 7:30. There's the big game. A couple of big games going to be coming on. 7:30, we got Clemson at Florida State. Clemson, of course, is number 4 right now. They got them ranked number 4. They're 6-0. Florida State is 4-2 right now. And Florida State is getting 3.5 points in that game. And that's really a toss-up game for me. I like to see Florida State win that game, but I'm going to take Clemson. It could be an upset there. Florida State usually play good at home. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be no more than a 7-point game there, but I'm going to take Clemson to possibly win a close game there. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all if Florida State upsets Clemson. Don't be surprised if that happens. Okay. Also Mississippi State is playing Kentucky this weekend. Mississippi State is 5-1. Kentucky is 4-2. And Kentucky is at home. They're getting 4 points. Mississippi State is giving Kentucky 4 points. I'm going to take Kentucky and 4 points at home. Mississippi State is going to go down there with their A game. Kentucky need to get back on track. So I'm going to take those 4 points. And Kentucky usually play pretty good at home. So I'm going to go with Kentucky in that game. Stanford is playing at Notre Dame. Stanford, of course, is 1-4. Notre Dame has improved their record to 3-2. They're giving Stanford 17 points. I'm going to take Notre Dame in that game Notre Dame is starting to heat up right now, and Stanford is 1-4. They're just not playing good ball right now. Recruiting is really tough there right now. They don't really have the players that they normally have. So I'm going to take Notre Dame at home against Stanford. Nebraska is playing Purdue at 7:30. Purdue is 4-2. Nebraska is 3-3. I'm going to take Purdue at home in that game. They're giving Nebraska 13 points. I'm going to take Purdue in that game. North Carolina is playing Duke. North Carolina is 5-1. Duke is 4-2. Duke is at home. Duke is getting 7 points in that game. I'm going to take Duke at home in that game. They're getting 7 points against North Carolina. You know, North Carolina is starting to play good ball. Like I said, they're 5-1, and Duke is 4-2, and that game is at 7:30 Saturday night. Another good game Saturday night would be Washington State. Oregon State would be a good one. That game is at 9 o'clock. Washington State is 4-2. Oregon State is 4-2. Oregon State is giving Washington State 3.5. I'm gonna take Washington State to go to Oregon State and win that game. I'll take Washington State in the 3.5 points to go to Oregon State and pull out that game. The last game I want to touch on right quick for Saturday. That game is at 10:30 Saturday night. Air Force is this game is going to be on CBS Sports Network. Not at 10:30. Air Force is playing UNLV. UNLV is 4-2. Air Force is 4-2. That'll be a good game. UNLV is getting a plus 10 points in that game. I'm going to take Air Force to go to UNLV and win that game. I'll take the 10 points in Air Force. They're pretty good. They're playing pretty good ball. They usually play pretty good ball there. So those are my rundowns on the scores for Saturday. I'm going to give you those are my picks for Saturday. I'm going to give you right quick. I'm going to run down my top scoring offenses and my top four, top five teams in football right now, in college football, and scoring offense right now, going into week 6 or week 7, however you want to look at it. Scoring offense right now, Ohio State is number 1 in scoring offense. They're averaging 48.8 points a game. They seem to be lighting it up with CJ, even though with Jackson Smith-Signal being out, they haven't missed a beat. That boy Marvin Harrison is really playing good ball. I think he's leading the nation right now. He's a sophomore and touchdown catches. So Ohio State got the number 1 scoring offense at 48.8. Number 2 scoring offense in the nation in college football is Tennessee. Tennessee averaged 46.8 points a game. Tennessee averaged 46.8 points a game. Number 3 is TCU. TCU averaged 46.4 points a game in scoring offense. Oklahoma, even though with the record they have, they're averaging 45.2 points. They're number 4 in scoring offense in the nation. Oklahoma is. Alabama is number 5 at 44.3 points per game. And a team that might surprise you in scoring, number 6 in scoring in the nation is James Madison. They're scoring 44.2 points per game. Michigan is number 7, scoring 43.2 points per game. And go way on down if you want to go down. Further down, that's the top 7 scoring. Of course, Georgia's the number 1 team in the nation right now. They moved them back to number 1. But like I said, I'm going to give you my top 5 teams here in a minute. Georgia is scoring 39.5 points a game, and they're number 17. Clemson is number 18, right behind Georgia in scoring offense. They're averaging 39.3 points a game. So that's it. That's it on that. As far as there's different polls out right now. ESPN, the ESPN polls have Ohio State at number 1. They have Georgia at number 2. They have Alabama at number 3. They have Clemson at 4. They have USC at 5. They have Michigan at 6. They have Tennessee at 7. They have Ole Miss at number 8. And they have OKC State, which is Oklahoma State, at number 9. And they have Penn State at number 10. That's ESPN top 10 going into this week. The AP poll is totally different. The AP poll, they have Georgia number 1. They have Ohio State number 2. They have Alabama number 4. They have Michigan number 5. They have Tennessee number 6. They have USC number 7. They have Oklahoma State number 8. They have Ole Miss number 9, and they have Penn State number 10. The only thing with the AP poll would be different with me, and that I would put Tennessee right now ahead at number 4. Me myself, I mean, just the way they're playing good ball, and they haven't had any close games. Clemson has been playing close games. My rundown AP with the AP poll against the AP poll and the ESPN poll. I would put Ohio State at number 1. I would put Georgia at 2. I would put Alabama at number 3. I would put Tennessee at number 4. I would put Clemson at number 5. I would put Michigan at number 6. And I would leave USC at number 7 and Oklahoma State at 8. And of course, I would jump Penn State to number 9 and put Ole Miss at number 10. That would be my top 10 right there going into this week. So we'll see how that's going to go after this week in the polls. Of course, like I said, Ohio State is on a bye. Georgia plays Vanderbilt. So AP poll, they'll probably keep Georgia at number 1 this week because they do play Vanderbilt, and they're going to run all over them. Vanderbilt is just not ready to play with the big boys, and Georgia is a big boy. So we'll see how that's going to go. The Bulldogs should be able to have their A game and walk all over Vanderbilt this weekend, this Saturday. And Ohio State, of course, is on a bye. Ohio State has Penn State next week. So we'll see how the Tennessee-Alabama game is also going to go. That's, like I said earlier, that's going to be a really, really tough game. This Saturday, that's going to be a game to watch this Saturday. We're going to jump over into the NFL now, and we're going to talk about them and talk about the games that's going on. The game that's going on tonight, Thursday night football. Of course, Chicago Bears is playing the Washington Commanders tonight. And that's a pick'em game. Actually, the Bears is giving Washington 0.5 points. I'm taking the Bears at home. I'm not gonna play with this. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna take the Bears at home. They're playing the Commanders, and I'm gonna take the Bears tonight at home. I look for Justin Fields to do enough. They were saying earlier on a show I was watching that this could be the last week that Carson Wentz be the starting quarterback in Washington, and I believe so too. I really do. I mean, he's not doing that. Washington is 1-4. Of course, Chicago is 2-3, and like I say, that's a pick'em game. And I'm going to take the Bears at home tonight to win that game at home against Washington. And we'll see how that game goes tonight, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow. Okay, let's jump over to Sunday NFL picks. Games that's going to be on Sunday. I'm going to give you my NFL picks, then I'm going to give you my top 10 teams that I think the top 10 teams that I have written down that I think is the top 10 teams in NFL right now going into week 6. We got the 49ers. They're down here in the ATL. They're coming down here and bring their A game down here and see what they can do. See what they can do with these Atlanta Falcons. The 49ers, of course, is 3-2. The Atlanta Falcons is 2-3, and they're giving the Falcons 5 points. I'm going to take the 49ers in that game. I think the 49ers will win that game by a touchdown. It's going to be a good game. The Falcons usually play really good at home. They usually have a sellout crowd down there. These Falcons fans down here in the ATL, they don't mess around. They go out and tailgate. They do what they got to do. They go out and put their sausages, hamburgers, ribs, chicken, whatever whatever you want to eat, seafood, crab legs, whatever, down there tailgating. So they're going to be fired up for this game this weekend. There'll be a lot of 49ers fans there, a lot of 49ers fans at that game on Sunday. But I'm taking the 49ers to possibly win that game by 7 points. The Pittsburgh Steelers is playing at 1 o'clock. They're playing at home against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is giving Pittsburgh plus 8 points. Of course, nobody right now is trusting Pittsburgh. Could be a trap game. But I really don't think so. I think Tampa Bay take their A game on the road and beat the Steelers at home with their D game. Because Steelers is not just playing good ball right now. They're 1-4, and Tampa Bay is 3-2. They're giving the Steelers 8 points. I look for Tampa Bay to win that game at least by 10 points. So I'm taking Tampa Bay in that game against the Steelers on Sunday, and that game is at 1 o'clock on Fox. Also on CBS at 1 o'clock is going to be a really good game. The New England Patriots. They're 3-3 right now, and they're playing the Browns. The Browns are 2-3, so that's going to be a good game. The Browns is giving the Patriots. The Browns is at home. They're giving the Patriots 2.5 points. I'm going to take the Patriots in that game. It's one thing about the New England Patriots. No matter if they play at home or when they go on the road, Bill Belichick. He usually have his team ready to play, and that defense usually play good on the road. And I'm going to take the Patriots. They're 2-3, and the Browns are 2-3. I'm going to take the Patriots on the road against the Browns. The Browns is giving them 2.5 points, so that should be an interesting game right there. The Patriots has to stop the Browns running game because they got Chubbs and they got Hunt back there running that ball pretty good. But I still think there's something about Bill Belichick. When he plays against teams like that, he always have his defense sky high to play, and they seem to do enough to win. A game that's really going to surprise you guys this weekend that I'm going to take, a pick that I'm going to take. The Jets is playing the Packers this weekend. The Jets is 3-2, and the Packers are 3-2, and they're playing at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and Green Bay is giving the Jets 7.5 points. I'm gonna take the Jets in the 7.5 points. I really am. I mean, the Packers just haven't showed me a lot. I had them in my top 5 when I was doing my top 5 when I first started my show, and they dropped out of that. And I'm gonna give you my top 10, and you'll see where they at in that. They ain't there either, but. I'm taking the Jets in that game. The Jets is getting 7.5 against the Packers at Lambeau Field. So I'm going to take the Jets to go there. I'm not saying they're going to win the game. It's a possibility that it could be an upset, but I don't think the Packers will beat them by 7 points, 7.5. I mean, they got to win by 8. So Jacksonville and the Colts will be a good one. Jacksonville is going to Indianapolis to play their game. Jacksonville is 2-3. Indianapolis is 2-0-1. They're 2-1. So we're gonna see how that game goes. They're giving Jacksonville 2.5 points. I'm gonna take the Colts at home. I think they'll do enough to win that game. I think they'll win that game by 3 or better against Jacksonville at home. They're starting to play pretty good, even though Matt Ryan, I don't really trust him a whole lot. He will throw interceptions for you, but I think they might be able to do enough at home to win that game. Don't know if Jonathan Taylor would be back for that game. Also, I think Hines might be out for that game, but Jacksonville defense is really playing good. They really are. So that's a rivalry game, division game. So I'm going to take the Colts at home to win that game by 3 or better. The Vikings is playing the Dolphins. Of course, Bridgewater could be backing up the rookie quarterback Thompson. Of course, Tua is out this week again. The concussion, what happened to him, the hits that he took. The Dolphins is getting 3 points, 3.5 in that game. They're playing the Minnesota Vikings at home down in Miami. take the Vikings in that game. Vikings are 4-1. The Dolphins are 3-2. The Dolphins really started out good. I thought they was going to be something to deal with over there in that division. But since Tua got hurt, they're starting to fall off, and they're saying also the wire that came across says that they don't know, they're not for sure if Taki Hill is going to play this weekend. So I'm gonna take the Vikings to win that game, possibly by 6-7 points. Could be by more, but I'll take the Vikings to win that game. The Bengals is playing the Saints this weekend. The Bengals is going down to New Orleans and play the Bengals 2-3. The Saints are 2-3. And they're giving the Bengals 1.5 points, and that's going to be a good game. The Saints defense is starting to come around, and they're saying that Jameis Winston is back at practice. Excuse me, but I don't trust him a whole lot. He's just like Matt Ryan. He'll throw interceptions at future situations. So I'm going to take the Bengals in that game. They're getting a 1.5. Or could be 2.5, but it's 1.5. I'm going to take Cincinnati in that game, going on the road to play the Saints down in New Orleans. Cincinnati need that game. The Saints need that game, but I'm going to stick with the Bengals in that game. I think Joe Burrows and Chase had a bad game last week, so I look for them to get it going on this week. The Ravens and the Giants is a game I really want to touch on. The Ravens is going to New York. The Ravens are 3-2. The Giants is 4-1. The Giants is getting 5.5 points in that game. The Giants seem to be playing good ball. I still don't trust Daniel Jones. Barkley is playing good ball. Like I said, he's leading right now in scrimmage yards. And he's running the ball good. The Giants is playing good. They're playing pretty good defense. The new head coach they got over there, he's got that team playing good. But I still don't trust Daniel Jones. I'm going to take the Ravens in that game. They're giving the Giants 7 points. I look for Lamar Jackson to really get loose against them. DK Dobbins is another good running back. So I look for the Ravens to go to New York and win that game possibly by 7 points. Could be a closer game. Of course, the Giants has been playing good at home, but I'm going to take the Ravens. I just don't trust Daniel Jones. As I said, Pittsburgh is playing the Buccaneers, and I'm taking the Buccaneers in that game. The Panthers is playing the Rams this weekend at LA. The Panthers is 1-4. I believe Baker Mayfield is going to be out that game. So the Rams is 2-3. The Rams need this game. They're giving the Panthers 10 points in that game, 10.5. I'm going to take the Rams at home in that game. They've been playing bad ball. They got beat up. They got beat up by the Cowboys. They got beat up by the 49ers. And it's time for them to show and tell. It's time for them to show and tell. So I look for them to at least bounce back and get a win against the Panthers this week at home. So I'm going to take the Rams in that game. The Cardinals and the Seahawks is going to be another good one. That's a divisional game. The Seahawks is getting a +2.5 at home. They're 2-3, and the Cardinals are 2-3. So that game is being played at Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle. Even though they lost Penny, the running back, for the year, he got hurt. I believe it's a torn ACL he suffered last week. But they got a backup running back over there that's not bad at all. So I'm going to take Seattle at home. It's hard to beat them at home, the 12th man there. So I'm going to take Seattle and the 2.5 or 3.5 points against the Cardinals at home on Sunday. That game is at 4:05. At 4:25, the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Woo! Woo! We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out this Sunday. Oh, yeah. We're going to find out. Buffalo is taking their A game to Kansas City, and Kansas City A game. We're going to find out, CBS. 4:25. Kansas City is getting 2.5 points at home. Buffalo is 4-1. Kansas City is 4-1. I'm taking Kansas City at home simply because if they were at home, if they was playing in Buffalo, I would take Buffalo. I'm going to take Kansas City because they're at home. Patrick Mahomes seems to find a way to get it done. We know what Josh Allen can do. He can throw the ball, him and Diggs. I just think Kansas City at home, they play really good ball at home. Their defense really going to have to show up because Buffalo defense ain't no joke. So if the Buffalo defense can get to Patrick Mahomes, Buffalo possibly could win that game. It could go either way, I do believe. I believe that game definitely could go either way on Sunday. But I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take Kansas City simply because they're at home. I'm going to take them and the 2.5 points. And that's going to be a really good game. That's going to be the game. That's going to be the game Sunday during the day. But Sunday night football. Woo-wee! It's the game we've been waiting on. The Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. What a game this going to be Sunday night. Woo! I'm going to have my surround sound on. Man, listen at me. The Cowboys is taking the A+ game to Philadelphia, undefeated, with their A+ game. The Cowboys, 4-1. Philadelphia, 5-0. At home. They're giving the Cowboys 6 points, 5.5, 6 points. I'm taking the Eagles at home. I'm looking at it like this. Jalen Hurts, this is a game you got to win. This is a game that Jalen Hurts has to win. There will be no Dak Prescott. You can't let Cooper Rush beat you in this game, even though Dallas defense is top 4 defense right now. This is a game that Philadelphia has to win because I'm looking at it as if Philadelphia lose this game, they still got to go to Dallas. And by the time they go to Dallas, of course, Prescott will be back. You know, if they give him his job back, he'll be back as a starting quarterback when they go to Dallas to play later on in the year. So I'm looking for Philadelphia to win this game by at least a touchdown or more, possibly 10 points. It's really going to be a good game. Like I say, Dallas defense, that Micah Parsons, he's going to be coming. Jalen Hurts, you better be on your wheels, man, because he's going to be coming. You better be ready to fly. You get that eagle and fly over him. You better fly with that eagle because that Micah Parsons, that defensive line, they're going to be coming at you. That's going to be a really good game. I think it'll be a close game for a while. I think Philly would be able to pull it out. I just think they got better weapons right now than Dallas. Their defense might not be playing as good as Dallas defense, but I think their offense is better. And Dallas defense is really going to have to do a lot to slow Jalen Hurts down. And then Philadelphia Eagles, because Jalen Hurts will run on you, and he's throwing the ball deep downfield to A.J. Brown and Smith. He's throwing that ball, and Sanders is running good, and they got a two-headed monster there at running back. So it's gonna be interesting. Dallas has a two-headed monster also with Zeke and Pollard. So we're gonna see that game, man. Woo! You can't miss it. Get your popcorn ready. You know, I mean. It's going to be a dynamite game. I can't wait to see that game. I know if Dallas is able to pull that game out, we would not hear enough of Michael Irvin's mouth. I got a nephew up there in Ohio, the big Cowboy fan. If he's watching my show or if he get a chance to watch my show when he get off work, he know I'm talking trash, and he might give me a call and talk about if the Cowboys win, but them Eagles is undefeated, and they're looking good, and the Cowboys are starting to look good. So that game, the Cowboys, Eagles, and Bills and Chiefs, those two games right there are big time games Sunday. And another big time game is that Ravens Giants game. That's going to be a big time game also. Another game I think is going to be a big-time game is the Jets. The Jets is 3-2, and they're going to Green Bay. That's going to be a big-time game. So we got about 4 or 5 games on Sunday that's possibly could go either way. You know, so we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out this week. And Monday, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about when it comes down to the scores and football and who did what and who didn't do what. So I'm gonna run down my top 10 NFL teams right now, and then I want to touch on something over in Akron, Ohio. Akron Hoban High School football team. I'll touch on them right quick. A lot of you guys that might be watching my show, if you don't know about Akron, Ohio, I'll let you know about Akron Hoban High School football team up there in Akron, Ohio. My top 10 teams going into this weekend. They look like this with me. If you don't agree, my chat line is open. You can chat me, tell me what you think. Chat your top 10 teams, and we can debate and we can talk about it. So let's get this thing rolling, and I'm gonna talk about it for a minute here. My number one team in the NFL going into week 6 this week. I'm gonna start from top to bottom this week. My number one team is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles is the number one team. They're undefeated. They're playing good ball. They got Dallas Cowboys this weekend, so we're really gonna find out what happens this weekend. So Philadelphia Eagles is my number one team, NFL top 10 and NFL top 10. My number 2 team is the Buffalo Bills. Of course, the Bills is playing Kansas City this week. I think if the Eagles lose and the Bills win, the Bills will be number 1 next week, possibly in my top 10. But right now, I got the Eagles at 1. I got the Bills at 2. I got Kansas City at number 3. I got the Dallas Cowboys at number 4. I got the 49ers at number 5. I got Tampa Bay at number 6. And believe it or not, I got the New York Giants at number 7. They're 4-1. So we'll find out how they do against the Ravens this weekend. It's going to be interesting. I got the Giants at number 7. I got the Baltimore Ravens at number 8. So we're going to see that could be flip-flop right there. The Ravens is going to New York to play. And if the Giants seem to be able to get by them, woo! Lamar, you better bring your A game. Better bring your A game, Lamar. Giants going to be waiting on you. At number 9, I got the LA Chargers at number 9 in my top 10. The Los Angeles Chargers at number 9. At number 10, I was kind of tossed up in the air at number 10 in my top 10. I had the Titans, then I had the Vikings. So I put a slash there. So my top 10 team, number 10, I got the Titans and the Vikings tied for number 10. The Titans and the Vikings are tied for number 10 in my top 10 list. If you want to go any further, I got the Jets at number 12. I really do. And the reason that top 10, that number 10 team is 10 and 11 between the Titans and the Vikings. You can take the Titans and put them at 11, and you can put the Vikings at 10, and then you still got the Jets at 12. So either way you guys want to look at it, that's my top 10. I'm gonna run them down to you one more time. I got the Eagles at 1, Bills at 2, Kansas City at 3, Cowboys at 4, 49ers at 5, Tampa Bay at 6, the Giants at 7, the Ravens at 8, the Chargers at 9, Titans, Vikings tied for 10, and of course I got the Jets at number 12 in my top 10. The Jets at number 12, so they possibly could move up or get some losses in these top 10 rankings. My rankings, the Jets can move up if they beat the Packers. If the Giants lose, or if the Chargers lose, or it depends on who loses this week. So that's my top 10. That's Earl J's top 10 going into week 6. All right, and so I did my baseball rundown already. I hope you guys saw that, but I'm gonna give you tomorrow. I'm gonna give you who I think is going to be in the World Series. Probably a short show tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about the game tonight, tomorrow, and I'll give you my top two teams that I think is going to be in the World Series tomorrow. So we'll talk about that. If you guys want to chat in or listen to my show, please do so. You can always subscribe to my channel. There's a guy I want to touch on again. I talked to about earlier in one of my shows, Akron, Ohio, Akron Hoban football team, high school. Akron Hoban, they play in Akron, Ohio. They're basically an independent school. They are 8-0, 8-0 in Ohio, and I believe they're the number one team in the state of Ohio right now. They have a running back by the name of Lamar Spurling. He's committed, verbal committed. I don't think he's signed anything yet, but he's verbal committed to Buffalo. I don't know if he's going to go there. He should be getting possibly better offers the way he's playing right now. The kid is just unbelievable, just unbelievable. Reminds me of a kid, another kid, Brian Watkins, runs like him. They say he's stronger, he's faster, quick on his feet, and he's got a possibility to win Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. That's Lamar Spurlings of Akron Hoban, Ohio. They played St. Vincent St. Mary of Akron, Ohio this past Friday, and they beat St. V 28-14 at St. V. And in that game, it was 0-0 at halftime. And the first half, Lamar Spurling's St. V defense shut him down. He had 64 yards rushing in the first half. He just went ballistic. Second half, he ran for 155 yards. In the third, fourth quarter, he ran for 155 yards. He ended up with 219 yards in that game. He also had 3 touchdowns in the second half. One for 7 yards. He had a 32-yard touchdown run. I believe he had a 42-yard touchdown run. This kid is just unbelievable. Lamar Spurling, 3 touchdowns, 219 yards rushing in the win over St. V and St. Mary. So shout out to them. They're 8-0. St. V and St. Mary falls to 5-2. So we look for Akron Hoban to do great things. They possibly could win the state championship in their division this year, Division 2 or whatever. I believe they're Division 2 or could be 3, but I believe they're Division 2. So they could possibly win the championship this year. That boy, Lamar Spurling, he can run it. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And but shout outs to him. Good love to him on what he's doing and what he's accomplishing. I believe he's probably got over. They're 8-0 with probably 2 games left, and he's got over probably 25 touchdowns already and over 4,000 yards rushing. If I'm not wrong, and this kid is just fantastic, and whoever get him is gonna have a dynamite running back. So that's gonna do it for my show today. You guys got your top picks. You guys got your who you think gonna win this week, or who I think gonna win this week. So that's not a whole lot more that I want to cover today. I wanted to get into that and let you guys know what's going to be going on this weekend. I will be on tomorrow. Hopefully, I might try to come on early tomorrow, possibly around 10 o'clock in the morning, between 10 and 11 o'clock tomorrow. Get it done, get it over with, get ready for the weekend and watch these big games that's going to be coming on. So this is Earl J. And of course, this is Earl J Sports Talk Show. Tune in. I'm always live.